Yo.
They ain't ready, bro. They are not ready. We are about to change the game up.
We are here.
We're about to
Don't land.
cauterize
We
this
don't
industry,
land.
bro.
Hey,
Oh
we're about
my
to scatter
God.
this place. We're about to scatter this industry. Try.
Exactly.
We're waiting
man.
for Nigeria boys to
enter the scene.
Now we're here. This
We're
is
here.
about to go down.
We're here to take over. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Bro. This has taken such a long time, guys. This
It really
has taken such a
It
long
really
time.
has. This was like 2 years in the making.
Exactly. 2 years in
2
the
years in
making
the making.
of
Wow.
procrastination,
Procrastination.
of missing each other, not being on schedule. So many things just, affected.
Being shy, being scared, doubting yourself.
Exactly.
Everything. It just a mix of everything, man. But we're here.
We're here now, bro.
We came through, and now we're here to take over.
All right.
That's what we do in Nigeria. That's
So
what we do in Nigeria.
exactly, bro. That's what we do.
Well,
Well, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Afro Journal podcast. Welcome.
I wish I had like fireworks.
Lips.
I'll just put it there, right?
Yeah, but welcome everyone. This is the Afro Journal podcast.
The Afro Journal podcast. Afro Journal podcast.
Exactly, bro. Let me introduce
Tell them
myself.
who you are. Introduce yourself.
Exactly. My name is Peter Nkechukwu Chibuzo Aliogo Jr.
Wow.
Exactly.
Only you.
Only me, bro.
Only you.
Only me that
Only
my parents
you,
gave me that
5 names.
name. Exactly, man.
Wow. That's wild.
Yeah.
Oh man, and my name is I'm joking. My names are Chisom, Jeremiah, Ejikeme, Okafor.
Wow.
Mic drop.
Look at all this. Look at all these strong Nigerian names out here.
Just the name alone is already the whole episode. That's like what 30 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
Wow, man. Yeah, but this was we're here, man. We're here. So what are we doing here though? What are we doing here?
Well, basically we are both postgraduates, or not post, where we've both graduated from college this past year, and we wanted to share our experiences as Black African men in the US, basically, as educated 100%. College, people.
Educated.
Yeah.
Put that adjective there. Tell your mom, tell your dad, we're all educated people.
and we saw a huge lack of African voices in the podcast industry, so we wanted to fill that space up and make it ours, make it our niche.
Exactly. Yeah. And we're calling it the Afro Journal podcast because at the end of the day we're going to talk about all things Black. So it kind of like once it's like has to do like Black people anywhere in the world, we're going to touch on that topic. And then we're also talking about Africans as well. So like we'll talk about African stories, our personal stories as well, document our journey through life.
Yeah.
Because we're at the stage in our lives where like we're hitting a lot of milestones. We had like secondary school graduation, university graduation, we are working in corporate America at the same time. It's like things are happening. And we want to be able to come back like 30, 40 years from now and like be able to walk through our lives. And like people in the future might be able to listen to these episodes.
Our children.
And gain one of
Our children.
To gain some wisdom,
Yeah.
wisdom
so
that they can use to, go about lives.
So basically,
I know they're not alone.
Exactly. We just to put it up in a short, compact phrase. We're just going to discuss and learn about Afrocentric and Pan-African affairs that affect Black people as a collective, both in Jamaica, in China, in Africa, in the US, in Europe, anywhere across the world that could we can discuss and learn about various Black experiences across the world. We'll try to discuss on this podcast. We are also going to give our personal experiences and have fun with this podcast. At the end of the day, it's a journal after all.
At the end of the day, this is going to be fun.
Yeah.
So things that you will not hear at work, you hear here. We'll give you the tea, everything you need to know. At the end of the day, like we're here to build relationships and we're here to grow. So we're not going to be trying to form. We have the perfect life or living the perfect dream. We're here to keep it real, keep it 100%.
Bad guy. Keep it real. Keep it 100.
Keep it real.
Yeah.
Keep it real. 100. That's where African Americans say 100.
Yeah.
100. Keep it 100.
100. Well, this is our first podcast, right?
Yep.
And we're going to basically discuss about ourselves and who we are as people and how we got to the US. Just a brief background about ourselves. So we'll just interchange with each other and just have a convo there.
if we're able to make it to the 8th episode, we'll just call our parents and tell them we've made it.
We've made it. We've completed
We've made
podcasting.
it. Because most episodes, most podcasts don't last more than 7 episodes. So let's see how long.
No,
we're
this
gonna go. Obviously,
we plan on making sure that there's enough episodes for everyone.
yeah. No, this is going to be a long term thing. So yeah.
In case you guys don't know, we're best friends.
We're here to take over.
Yeah,
Facts.
we've been best friends for 5 years. We met in college, and we're going to go down, that history of how we met each other.
Yep. 100%.
So I'm gonna just shoot right towards
this episode 1. Just talk about like how you landed in America, guy, because they've heard this accent. They know, guy, you're not from here.
I'm not from here. I'm trying to talk in my American voice, trying to make them understand. But let me go my Niger self right now. Okay, let's switch it up.
Oh yeah, back to your factory settings. Let's go.
All right. Like I said, during this podcast, my name is hey, Jesus Christ. I forgot my name. I forgot my name. My name is Peter Ikechukwuye Chibuzo Aliogo Jr. Okay.
Why don't you forget that kind of name?
I mean,
that's a whole essay.
Oh my gosh, bro. Oh, I'm dead. Well, let me continue. This guy's making me mess up my statement. I'm a Nigerian boy, true and true. 100% Nigeria. All the way. Have more than my parents are Nigeria. They're from the village. They grew up in the village. They're from there. But the only thing that is there is that I was born in the UK. That was all. That's only on 99.
In it. What's up?
Yeah, bro. Grind, bro. So wow. These guys, they're going to kill us on this podcast, but I'm dead. They're going to kill us, bro. Oh my god.
It's fine, don't worry, we'll take it.
Yeah, but I grew up in a very strict household. I'm sure every Nigerian, young person can understand where I'm coming from in terms of what strict is. Strict has different connotations in different places across the world, but let me break down what strict in Nigeria actually means. That means you got flogged. Yeah. That means you're expected to do well in school. And that means you went to church. Those three things.
Exactly.
Those three things.
In America, these strict because they didn't let you go to party.
Exactly.
Look at you. But when you do something, they ground you.
Yeah.
Like
they'll send you to your room. Go
to your room.
Go to your room, Jimmy.
My friends are so strict. They don't let me go out to my friends.
Time out.
Time out.
There's no time out in Africa, bro.
Yeah, there's time in. You clock in when you wake up in the morning, and then you clock out when you go to bed. You're always on duty. You're always on call. There's nothing like
exactly.
Nothing like time out.
Yeah, so
people don't know anything.
Yeah, exactly. Chisholm is exactly right. He knows. He definitely knows what I'm talking about because he went through that experience. So yeah, I grew up with a very strict dad. Expected a lot from me. And my siblings, I have 4 other siblings. I'm the second oldest, and I'm sure as the first son, there's a huge weight on my shoulder to succeed, which is a curse and a blessing at the same time, but yeah. 100%. So going to school, obviously I wasn't the best in all of the subjects. I was kind of the student that was good or very good at maths and sciences, but trash at the rest of them because I hated reading. That was reading. I had a reading phobia basically at a very young age, and it was horrible. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if I'm the only person. I'm sure I'm not the only person, but I was good in maths.
Even me,
and I was good in science.
I had that issue too, man. Like the whole just sitting down to read and like reading was okay for me, but then I was so good at math. I was okay at English, but when it came to all these social studies, I used
to do backgrounds everywhere.
And all these things were just like,
I'm just laughing because of all those times when you're reading the class, when you're reading in front of the class,
man,
you just say, "Wow, oh my gosh, what solid H or something like that." All of this background, oh my god! But you see people.
The way it is that it's as if the fear you won't be able to see the words they're reading anymore.
Yeah,
like the book is the words are almost moving around, and you can't see what you're reading.
You'll be repeating the lines over and over again. Like Johnny went to school to go. Johnny went, you know what I mean? All those kind of things. Man.
The whole thing.
It was so bad. It was so bad when I, was in
So your
like
dad,
middle school.
your dad pretty much hated that. He
My
was like,
dad,
"Guy,
my
need to fix
you
up."
know when they have the student teacher
Or the PTA.
conference or whatever they call it,
Yeah,
where the parents and the student meet their discuss with the teacher. That
teachers.
was literally
Yeah,
the
open day.
worst. That was literally the worst time of my life because my dad would come with the suit. Because my dad is a banker, by the way, so he
Proper
comes out
man,
looking
businessman.
clean, just looking clean with his tuxedo, with his shades. He looks like a very scary ass man, like all business.
Very serious.
Very stern with his
Very
glasses,
serious.
with the shades. Let's go. And my dad is shorter than me, by the way. So you just imagine, I was scared of this man. Like the aura that this man had was
It
just,
doesn't matter their size. No matter their size, no matter how big or small you think you are,
yeah,
guy, they'll scare you.
yeah,
They'll
man.
scare you.
Oh my god.
You as if the wave that they carry with the every step they take is bro. Those people they carry so much energy,
I
man. I'm like,
swear.
bro.
I swear. So yeah, so it was obviously my dad was going to meet with my teacher. So what I used to do further, I used to take it to my math and science teachers because I knew I was good in those subjects. Just to
Appetizer.
just to pamper, the rows of one. Because my dad is the kind of man that will meet with every single teacher. Some
Ooh.
parents you take that here, take that. Okay, we're
You
done.
know,
We've met
the
all your
important ones
teachers.
and then they're
We're
good.
good.
Yeah.
Like you just be yarning nonsense when you show them those bad grades. It's, oh, the teacher didn't like me. All those kind of things.
Yeah.
Nah, bro. My dad was the man. Was like, I'm going to
Like
talk to
everything.
every single teacher. And I'm like pooping myself when I get to those geography, history, French. I'm just like, hey Jesus. I'll just sit down
You be
like this.
shivering, you be
I'll
shaking.
just sit down like this.
You
I'll
know
just keep
what's coming.
quiet. See Peter is a huge distraction in the class. Zugun, pa! Just hit your chest like this, and you just see. My dad is sitting next to me, right, and the teacher is across us. My dad will just
Yep.
look at me like this,
They'll eye you from up to down.
and you give that,
They'll look at
you
you from
you
head
do
to
that
toe.
smirk. You know that smirk.
This guy is finished.
He's
This
finished.
boy is finished.
He's finished. There was one time that my dad, I remember he said that just wait until I get home in
Oh.
front of my teacher, man.
So that's the thing. 'Cause, like most of them will actually not want to embarrass you in front of that, like outside. They will
Yeah.
not embarrass you outside. Some parents that are very extreme will be beating their children right there.
Yeah,
and then.
yeah, yeah.
These
My
are
dad wasn't that
these are
kind of
rare.
person.
Yeah. Most parents will be like, when we get home, you
When we
see.
get home, and
Once you
that
see that you know you
the suspense. So when I say, just
Ruin
imagine
the
as
rest
a
of your
kid,
day.
the suspense
just-
of knowing your fate, that you're going to get your ass is going to get annihilated. That's
is literally going to get handed to you. He's going to give you your bumble. Like,
oh my gosh. Yeah, man. So that's basically the kind of school culture I grew up in. Trying to do, especially when your older sister is perfect. I wouldn't say she's perfect, but
Ooh.
she's extremely close to it.
yeah.
Good grades, always the top of her class, very competitive,
perfect child.
read a lot. But the only thing is that I was better than her in mathematics and the sciences. Funny
Yeah.
enough, but she was good at overall. So that was the kind of relationship I had with my dad. Obviously strives for excellence. If you're not getting school awards, you're failing.
That's pretty much. Yeah, that's pretty much a lot of African parents.
Yeah.
A lot of
I'm not
them.
saying
At
that.
least,
I'm
let
not
me
trying to
say
put my
Nigerian
dad in a
parents.
bad light. But
Yeah.
the education was the first and last thing that he cared about. Not the first and last. The first thing he cared about in terms of bringing up his children. He made sure that we had that discipline and that success. And funny enough, I didn't gain it in Nigerian school. That's why he shipped me to Florida to a military school after 5 years.
Like, yeah, you lack too much discipline.
Yeah.
So I need to give you some military training. I need to get your life together.
He sent me to a private Navy school in Florida named Admiral Farragut Academy, AFA.
Wow, look at you, spoiled child.
Yeah.
They had to send you all the way to military school to fix you up.
And it's just the kind of mentality that my dad had. I wasn't really that sport,
Yeah.
But because
it's just that strive for excellence.
Yeah.
It's that excellence.
Yeah.
Like, you need that level of excellence, which is, it could be a lot of pressure, but I think it's also good to demand that level of excellence. But obviously, you do it within reason.
Exactly.
But yeah. Yep.
So my dad shipped me at 15 years old to the US for 2 years in high school to basically make sure that I shipping up and I improved my grades. And it worked. I improved my grades a lot. I had to wake up around like 6:30 every day just to get up. But the good
Wow.
thing is I was co-ed. So,
Yeah.
I could still, yarn with my babes, flirt, international, baby, international. Yeah.
Oh man,
Yeah, bro.
no, you using your. You know how in America, once you're not American, it's almost like you're very sophisticated to them. You're very,
It
they're
depends
like,
on
oh, where you from?
it
Where
depends
you
on where you're
from?
from, though.
Where you
It
from?
depends on.
That's true. Yeah,
But I used to use that British card. I was like, oh yes, I was born in the UK. I grew up in Nigeria.
this village boy
I'm in the
claiming
US now.
UK.
I was born in the UK. Flex on there. International, baby. Don't forget that.
This
I am from the
village boy
bush.
claiming.
I am from the bush. You guys think I'm from? Okay, I'm international, and that was the sad
Oh
part
man,
about coming to the US. There was this stigma of us, the Africans. We
yeah,
live in huts.
yeah. It's kind of like,
We
it's
hunt for
very tragic.
our
Kind of
foods.
unfortunate they ask
We don't have
me.
supermarkets. All this kind of messed up
Mhm,
shit. So
mhm.
I had to deal with that,
Ah,
obviously, coming to the US. And that was
yeah.
a huge complication. And as well as being the only African for a very long time, for most of my time.
You were the only African in your high school.
Yeah, for most of my time, I was the only African. Probably for one semester, I wasn't the only African. Well, more specifically,
Wow.
I wasn't the only Nigerian because there was this other Nigerian. He knows himself if he's listening to this. He was on a basketball scholarships. 6'9", genetic freak,
All
could
this,
dunk,
yeah,
do everything, and he was there just to pump up his body, get strong, hopefully get a scholarship to go to college. And that was his
yeah,
plan. But I was there on a different roller coaster. Spoiled child, basically sports child.
oh
Had
god,
wealthy parents, needed discipline.
yeah.
that was kind of
That's kind of like the demographic of people
yeah,
there
yeah,
as
yeah, yeah.
well.
And we became really close friends. Obviously, he's my Niger guy. We talked, play football, but he was playing his basketball. I was doing my kingship, with soccer.
By football, you mean soccer, abi?
Yeah, soccer
Yeah.
for my American, brothers and sisters out there.
Oh man, facts.
So
Fuck, yo, that,
yeah, so that let me just wrap this up. So that was basically the first 2 years. I don't want to go down, the whole cultural shock thing. I think we'll discuss that in hopefully next,
we'll talk about that in the next episode.
yeah, down the
Yeah, we'll talk
line.
about that.
But that was
Yeah,
my introduction towards
that's how you landed in
in
Puerto
the
Rico, sha.
US. I was basically around the sport white kids and black kids with scholarships for football and basketball and track. So that was the climate I was put in.
Wow, wow.
Then I
For
went to
me, it was very
WPI, Worcester
yeah.
Polytechnic Institute,
It's
where
up
I
to
met
tech is-
this
is-
Gorimapa. But you I beg, just yarn your own now.
Honestly,
Talk your own story.
Peter, I call each other names. Don't think like we're actually friends. Trust me, we
Yeah,
actually care about. We actually love each other. To be honest,
yeah, yeah.
but that's just the way it's. If you hear me calling this guy a goat, a pigeon, a peacock, anything, just know that we're not fighting. We're good.
Yeah.
But yeah, how I came to America was actually so because I feel like for you, you always knew that you were coming to America for university at least. You might not have known that you were coming
Yeah.
for high school, but yes, you knew you were coming because you went to Lekki British, and
Yeah.
then it's kind of like most people that go to that school, are people it's kind of, you're on track to going abroad for school. It
Yeah,
might
yeah,
be
yeah.
UK,
Yeah.
it might be Canada.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it wasn't the case for me. For me, I went to Trinity International College, which is like it's a very good school as well. Like there's a lot of like, but the thing is that there's also different kind of people. Not everyone there is going to America, pretty much.
Uh-huh.
And for me, I never expected to be coming to America. I always thought I was going to go to university in Covenant.
Oga, explain the family dynamic now. Break down that
Funny
first.
that first one, yo.
Break down that one first now.
To be honest, I was born in a very, I don't like to say very strict, but I'll say the expectations are very high. Because to be honest, my parents weren't that strict.
Mm-hmm.
But other people looking at it might think they were. But to be honest, they were reasonable in most things, right? So the expectation was there, the expectation for excellence in academics. And
Yeah.
if you fall below it, they'll let you know 100%. They're not going to be like,
Fact.
oh my God, let's continue, But the thing is, I was always kind of good in school. So like
Lucky
most of
you.
my class, most of my class, I was doing pretty good. I wasn't bad in school. I might have some bad terms or bad semesters, but for the most part, I was good.
Mhm.
So I never really had that issue with them in terms of like the expectation for grades. All All I did was just go, like very Christian, go to church, go to school, and I went to boarding school as well, get my grades, come back home, do my thing. So that was just it. Like it wasn't a very like just extremely straight. Like they weren't like flogging the living daylight
Ah,
out of
my
me
dad was
every
flogging
day.
the living
Like
day
if I
out of
mess
me.
up, they'll talk to me and be like, Chisom, you're better than this. Do better next time. And the thing is, maybe if I did do better next time, I would have gotten to the point where they would have flogged me. But I never got to that point.
Nah,
So like
man.
once they tell me shape up, I shape up
Nah.
immediately.
I actually think I needed flogging. I'm not gonna lie to you. I would have done, and I would have done shit if my
Yeah.
dad did, hammer it
But
into
I
me.
think this is the iron hand,
Yeah,
iron
bro.
fist on you.
I don't know if it was just stubbornness. I don't know what it was, man. I was just like, yeah, because
You just didn't care.
of I didn't have any incline or any enjoyment in it, you know. So
Yeah.
that was basically
Yeah,
it.
you didn't enjoy it. So you're just like, honestly, that's the whole dynamic with no, we can break that down later.
Yeah.
But but for me it was very like I always understood why they wanted me to do anything, right? So some parents are kind of like they'll tell you to do something
Mhm.
and they don't really tell you why you're doing it. So they're
Yeah.
telling me, okay, I need to study in school. They tell me why. So that your grades can be good, so that you can get into a good university, get a good job, and then help change your own country. You'll
Mhm.
be empowered. So
Mhm.
they explain all these things to me. So I don't feel like I'm just going to school
They,
for the
they
sake of
didn't
it.
want you to be an area boy, basically.
Exactly. Except anything they tell me to do, they always give me a reason why. Even when they were raising me up as a Christian, they're not just telling me go to church for the sake of it, just go to church.
Yeah.
They tell me why, the importance of it. So that's kind of the way I was raised. But I
Mm.
never really expected to come to America. I always thought I was going to go to Covenant University. That's a whole different ballgame in itself. But when we get there, we'll talk about it. But so I have an elder brother. I have two other siblings, and technically three other siblings because my cousin grew up with me, and she's pretty much like a sister to me at this point.
Yeah.
So it's like kind of like I grew up with three other siblings at the same time. So it's like so it was me and my brother. I have a younger sister, a younger brother. Actually, no, four other siblings. What am I saying? Why is my math off? But-
This guy,
so it was me.
calibrate.
It was me and four siblings, pretty much, right? So we're five in that house.
Yeah.
And since my elder brother is older than me by 1 year, obviously, he was the one that was paving the way. For him, it was always clear. My dad told us the plan. This is the plan, simple. You go to school, go to secondary school, go to university in Nigeria, then you do your graduate degree in America. That's the one he can afford. He looked at
Your
his finances,
masters.
did all. My dad's an accountant, so he understands money very well. He knows what he can do and what he cannot do. And that's pretty much what it was. Right?
Yeah.
And then so pretty much that was the track we were going by. Me, I was like, yeah, I'm going to follow suit. That's what all my siblings were going to do.
Mm-hmm.
But then when my brother was in SS3, that's grade 12, he applied to Covenant, he got into Covenant. That's Covenant University in Nigeria is a university in Nigeria. And then he was doing it. My mom was just like, oh, you could go and write your SAT, go and write your TOEFL. Just apply to American schools.
TOEFL is hell. I don't sound like taking an exam in
just-
English for someone who doesn't like to read is just like exhausting. It was like TOEFL was exhausting for me, man.
was something else, man. But anywho, so my mom was just like, you know what, go and take your SAT, apply to schools, do all these things, and then let's just see what happens. My mom was just like, let's just see if he gets scholarships, then he can go. Then for us to now decide the school to apply to, it was actually so weird because like we mentioned before, went to WPI, Worcester Polytechnic Institute.
Mm-hmm.
For someone in Nigeria, if you hear the word Worcester Polytechnic Institute, that's a school you definitely don't want to go to.
Yeah, Polytechnic is like a phobia in Nigeria of like.
Exactly. Polytechnics are for people that polytechnics in Nigeria are pretty much people that couldn't get into actual universities or college. So they go to polytechnics to go and learn trade.
Yes, like
That's what
like
we do.
like skills using your hands,
All these
basically.
skills you use with your hand, pretty much, right?
Yeah.
And it was weird how my mom decided to apply to that school because what my mom normally did back home was when she's driving on the road, she just sees people. They might be standing waiting for a bus, or they might be walking in a certain direction. And she just pulls over and she's like, "Oh, do you need a ride? Where are you going?"
That is crazy,
Yeah.
by the way, everyone.
They went in the same direction.
That
She gets the ride.
that is excess amount of faith for you to do that in Nigeria. That is in Lagos, Nigeria. For you to do that, that is an excessive amount of faith. in someone you
I
don't
mean, you
know.
do it at the right time. You do it at the right time. You will do it in the middle of the night. But and also, I don't know. Yeah, you have to put a certain amount of trust in these people. But it's like she was trying to be a nice person, which I honestly respect. So and obviously, I think they blessed us in a way, in a
Yeah,
sense.
yeah, he did.
She met this lady, and this lady they just started talking about random things, and then for some reason, university came up. And she was like, "Oh, I have two daughters that go to school in Worcester Polytechnic Institute. They're in America. They're doing very well. This and that." Once my mom heard Worcester Polytechnic, she was like, "Nah, I don't want my children to go to that kind of
I
school. I
don't
want
want
them
my
to go."
children to be capitals.
Exactly. Exactly. She wants us to go to a proper school. She's talking anything a little less than MIT, Harvard, but maybe a little less.
Funny enough, that's where you went.
Pretty much that's pretty much what I went.
Yeah.
So that's where her mind was. All these good, amazing schools. And but the woman was just like, no, 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 it's such a good school. They offer good scholarship. Just go and research the school and see what you think. So my mom took that information. She went home, researched. She saw the school. She saw their rankings, saw their ratings, especially for STEM majors. And she was like, wow, like this school is actually really good. So he applied. He applied, and then he got in and he went. Like I don't know how my mom ended up convincing my dad because WPI school fees is very expensive.
Expensive. 65K a year for international students.
5K, yeah, man. I was like, and that's even at the time. I don't know what it is now. It's probably like might be up to 70 now. I
I
don't
still
know.
think it's between those 65K. I don't think they'll increase it that much to 70K.
It's that
That's
much,
just,
yeah. But it's like it's still wild.
yeah.
So, but my brother got like a little more than a 50% scholarship.
Yeah.
So he ended up being like
Yeah.
a year. And my mom was just talking to my dad like, yo, no, I want my children to go to America. My dad was like, yo, this is too much for you to pay, man. Let me just go to the Covenant.
Yeah.
He'll do his master's degree in America.
Yeah.
I was like, no, 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 I want my children to get American education, this and that, blah, blah, blah.
I want them to be big boys.
Exactly.
When they come back to Nigeria, they know what's up. Respect.
It was up, what I'm saying? Coming with dollars.
Respect. Cash money.
Exactly.
I just came from the US. Yankee swag.
I just go back.
You see my Gucci shoe? You see my Louis bag? Don't mess with me, oh. I came from Yankee. Okay.
Yankee. That was it. So it's kind of like that thing. My mom was just like, she valued the American education system very well.
Yeah, which you should, by the way.
Which, that, and she felt that like, yeah, like the quality of the degree we'll get is not going to be the same as what we'll learn in Nigeria.
Without a doubt.
She felt really strongly about sending us out here, and she was like, what, God will provide. Let's just have faith and send him. So the original plan was just to send my brother. My dad was just like, let me close my eye and do. My mom is very faith oriented.
Let's send the first son away.
Let's send the first son. He will be the one that will go to America, do all his things. The rest of us will go to the Opakos in Nigeria schools.
You guys will hustle your way in Nigeria.
Yeah, exactly. Hustle our way. I thought it was set one of them, sure. So for me, I was like, I've already accepted it, and to me, it made sense.
Yeah,
like it actually made sense. So I was just like, yeah, like send him. Me, I'll go to Nigeria. We'll hustle. Maybe he can help me. Like
get your graduates or something like that.
Graduate and all that thing.
Yeah.
Like doesn't matter. So when he went there, me, I was like, I was obviously coming next. My mom was just like, no, Chisom, just write your SAT and your TOEFL, your IELTS and all that, and let's just apply.
Your mom is a genius, not gonna lie. Look at the way she's just playing around.
She was just like, just do it. You see, because me, I was already in Covenant at this time.
Yeah.
So I've already started university, so I was pretty much already set in Covenant. I was doing my first year there. I could have just finished school there pretty much. No, just write it and see. Me, I was just writing it. I didn't really think I was going to go. I was just doing it to fulfill all righteousness. I was like, maybe I'll just get that scholarship. Who knows?
Yeah.
All these things. So I wrote it. I applied to WPI, but WPI was really expensive. So I tried to apply to other cheaper schools as well. I applied to one university in South Dakota. I think it's South Dakota School of Mines and Tech.
Yeah, I was going to go to South Dakota, man.
South Dakota, yo.
Man.
That was I actually going to that school. It was a pretty good school as well.
You'd have been alone like hell. There's no black people in South Dakota, bro.
Winter and whiteness.
And just space. Just empty.
Just
Nothing to do. Nothing to do there in
Just,
South Dakota.
I feel like I've just been so out of place. Just imagine a guy straight off the boat and your first experience is South Dakota. Yo,
When dashiki. Oh my gosh.
really confused, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, just man. Or for people that don't understand what I'm saying, South Dakota. Or how the Americans pronounce
South
it.
Dakota.
South Dakota.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
South Dakota.
South Dakota. So the accent is thick, sha. But yeah, it's like so. But so I was gonna go to. I applied to that school. I got in as well. They offered me good scholarship there. I was gonna apply to Howard. But my mom
University.
said
Howard University.
Howard University. My mom said no. Guess why she said no?
You've already told me the story. Just bang it out. Just
Guy, it was wild, man. Like she remember like when we were applying and then we saw that it was a historically black college or university. I was just like, historically black. It's like, no, my son is not going to that kind of school.
my son is not
where
going
they
to school with a bunch of African Americans. Oh, that was basically.
We don't call them African Americans in Nigeria. What do we call them? Black people.
Yeah.
That's what we call them.
It's so funny. It is so funny, bro. Because you're right.
We call them black people. And so it's just like, no, I'm not going to that kind of school.
Yeah.
And funny is that me too, I agree with her.
Because of the reception and anti-blackness that African Americans were portrayed all across the world. That was basically it. And that was the information that we received in Nigeria, just like the person received in Japan or in South Korea.
Exactly. That's pretty much all we got.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of thugs, drug dealers, not serious with school, have no plan for their life except for outside of basketball or football. If it's not sports, they are not doing anything else.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Academic wise, terrible. And man, I look at Agro the hand, that was terrible, man. Because I was like, when you come here, you actually see how wrong that portrayal is. And
Yeah.
it's like,
So far from it.
Yeah.
Far from it.
yeah. So I never applied to Howard. So I also applied to WPI. And I got into WPI. I got like a 50% scholarship as well.
Yeah.
So I ended up being like thereabout. And I don't know how my mom convinced my dad to this day. All I know is they said, so go and apply for your visa. I said, wait, are you guys actually going to send me to Obodo Ibo? Are you actually sending me abroad?
Nigga was shocked. Nigga was, I'm
like,
going to America. Oh,
yo, I was honestly I was pretty much in denial the whole time.
Yeah.
And that made me so excited too was because if you go to Covenant, you know that university is a special breed. Special breed. Because like it's a university that is not really a university. It's almost like an extension of secondary school.
Exactly. Of Nigerian secondary school.
Of Nigerian secondary school, of Nigerian boarding schools. Because they control your life completely. They tell you you're not allowed. Just imagine a university, a college. You're not allowed to wear jeans. You're not allowed to have phones. They control the kind of haircut you keep. You're not allowed to grow out your beard. It's like you have to wear suit and tie to class every time. You're not allowed to talk to girls after 9 p.m. You have to report to your hostel, and then you have to sign in every night. Man. Before you leave the school premises, you have to apply for an exit. You have to take permission. And if you leave without taking permission, they will call your parents. I'm like, yo.
No toasting baby in that school, basically.
Nothing like that. So you get expelled. You pretty much get expelled.
Yeah.
That's what happened. I was like, but the good thing about the school is that the education is one of the best in Nigeria. Yeah. So you know, have to look, if you're trying to get a proper education, you look past all that. I'll go for what you're there for.
Yeah.
but when they told me that, I was just like, yo, I'm actually going to America. I'm leaving this prison, and then I'm going to go to.
I'm going to be free.
I'm going to be free, bro. I didn't believe it until I landed, until my 2 feet stepped. I stepped in here. I don't know how. And the one thing that really shook me about that year was that was the year that the Nigerian economy started to tank.
Yeah.
You know, like
2015.
Exactly. It used to be $1 to 150 naira. That year, that summer alone, it dropped went from $1 to 200 naira.
Yeah.
So that's why I was just like, yeah, like definitely the world doesn't want me to go to America. So to this day, I don't know how my dad did it. I don't know where he got the money from. I don't know how he pulled funds together. Like my siblings and I joke a lot.
You're not the only person, man. It's same for my family, man.
Yeah,
like because my dad is very open with us in the family about the financial situation and stuff like that. And trust me, it was a hassle trying to raise funds, man. Especially in Nigeria, like if you're a tenant, if you have basically tenants renting out your place, or is it the opposite way? If you have a bunch of people that you own the building and you have tenants basically, right?
Yep.
And the Nigerian economy is bad. They don't have money to pay you. That restricts your own fund as a person. If you kick them out, no one will have money to afford the place. So there's a whole dynamic there, and things were just it's just slow, just to try to get money, man. There was a time in school I don't know if I told you this. Literally, I got like blocked out of everything because of my parents had not like paid. My dad has not paid the school fees and stuff like that. And I was just like, man, I was calling my dad, daddy, they blocked me out. I don't be able to go to school. I'm scared. I don't want to be here, daddy. Where's the school fees? But I was like, what is wrong with you now? Did I not tell you that I was going to pay it? And my dad, and the next week he paid for it, funny enough. And that was one of the, we'll talk about, but the great lessons that we learned in college, that'll be for future episodes. We learned, we grew up.
That is similar experience as well, but we'll talk about that in future episodes. But just keeping it to like this, I mean, the timeline that we are right now, just like, I'm definitely not going abroad. My siblings and I joke a lot about like how my dad always pretended to be poor until we got to college, and then he now started bringing out all his money. Because we're just like, when I look at everything, I was just like, the life we're living, like, I never for once thought I was a rich guy.
Yeah.
I had a lot of friends, and I thought a lot of my friends were richer than me, pretty much. I thought I was always like, I was living okay.
Yeah.
But then when I came to America, and they're like, yo, like, we knew it was normal for parents to pay for their children's school fees.
Yeah. In the US, it's not.
No, that's for Nigerians.
Yeah.
It is normal. But in the US, it's definitely not. So when people started telling me, oh, you're like, they looked at my brother was here going to WPI. I was going to WPI. My sister was coming as well. They're like, yo, your dad must be some rich politician in Nigeria and everything. And then I actually thought about it. I was like, this is not normal, though.
Yeah.
This is not normal at all. So, to this day, I don't know how he did it. I'm grateful to him till the day.
Yeah, man. Like, honestly, we wanted this podcast is also an appreciation post for our parents, man, because the amount 100%. Of investment. I know that my dad invested in me. Out of all of the siblings, the most. I was the most stubborn, the most out of focus. There's just a lot of issues that were with me that I had as a kid, and my dad, my mom, and the people around were able to mold me into the human being. I am today. So I want to thank my mom. I want to thank my dad. I want to thank all my grandparents. All of them rest in peace. I just want to give thanks to all the people who have inspired me to be where I am today, man. God bless you.
That's the beautiful thing about Nigerians. We talk about how strict they are. We talk about how hard they are on their children. But at the end of the day, a lot of them take responsibility for their kids. They are very involved. We might complain about it here and there, but they are very involved in what we're doing. They care. They're like, at least, even if they're not like lovey-dovey, oh my God, Peter, I love you so much. They'll read you bedtime story every night.
No, they are lovey-dovey sometimes. Don't get us wrong.
Like, I'm saying, but like, even if they are not, even if they don't do all that, at least their basic responsibilities, they will fulfill it.
Yes, without a doubt.
They'll make sure that you have a roof over your head. They'll make sure you get an education. They'll make sure that you're set for life to be able to take care of yourself.
Yes.
They're pretty much teaching you how to fish.
Yeah.
which is something that you always be grateful to them for.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, that's how I came to America.
That's how we entered WPM, and him. That's how we met, bro. And in the next episode, we'll be discussing basically, our freshman year in WPA and the culture shocks that we experienced. That's a huge thing, especially when you come to the US and when you move into the snow of the northeastern region. So there's a whole dynamic,
the demographic of people around you, because we're used to having pretty much 99% of people around us being Nigerians that are black.
Yeah.
We're not used to having like the highest is that we're different tribes, but we're the same race of people.
Yeah.
Maybe a few other people will be here and there, but most people around here are Nigerian. But here you come to a country that is just so diverse in terms of race.
Yeah.
It's just, there's a whole different
melting pot of people.
Yeah. the way they do things here is different. So you're definitely going to experience a lot of culture shock, and we're going to break that down for you guys in the next episode.
All right, Chisom, take it away. How are we going to end this?
Joining us. Thank you guys for joining us. This is episode 1. It's about to be a movie, man. We're about to
take off. Nigeria know they carry last.
Yo, I'm here to stay, bro. So we appreciate you guys for joining us in this episode. And if you want to follow us on social media, it's going to be Afro_Journal. You can find us on Instagram and Twitter. And if you're trying to find our email, you can find us at afrojournal2020@gmail.com.
That's my guy.
Yeah.
Perfect,
right? Yeah. So follow us on all social media platforms, and then we're going to keep this journey going. In every episode, we're going to give you an African proverb, just leave you with, and then we'll interpret it in the next episode. So this week's episode is simple. My son, what I see sitting down, you cannot see it on the highest mountain. Come through next week for the interpretation of that proverb.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
We're heading out. Peace.